boy Boss
Yes, sir.
and OC. What's
Mm-hmm.
up with it, big dog? Oh,
Man, it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And we go talk about it today.
ooh-wee. Well. Jerry,
Oh,
Jerry, 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 Jerry. I've been getting a
oh,
lot of tweets
Jared.
about this. When he said we don't have a drafter problem, we have a coaching problem.
And I got a question for Jerry.
Wait,
Since he said we don't have a coaching problem, a drafting problem. They have a coaching problem. I got a question, but I'm going to save my question until we start.
man, I'ma shock y'all on my take because I ain't gonna be what y'all think.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not gonna be what y'all think. Yeah, but we gonna definitely react to this press conference because he let out a lot of nuggets. But we gonna start with that one. We don't have a drafting problem. We have a coaching problem. We gonna start off with that. Yeah. Oh, Jared. Let's go. Man. You excited about this
hmm
draft, OC?
Oh man, another year, another gear, man. I go to the next level every year, man. So of course I'm excited. And I'm excited to see what the Cowboys will do and how the lay of the land and how these dominoes fall. So super excited. You guys do not want to miss us on Thursday. We will be at Walk-Ons in the Colony. So if you're local and you can make it, go ahead and come on out, man. We'd love to see you.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to see y'all. Anybody that come on out to walk-ons, we can't wait to see you. But OC, also with this draft, hey
Mhm.
man, ain't nobody been hitting home runs like you, bro.
Oh
See,
man, I don't know about that.
no. Let's keep it real, bro. On your first draft show, when the whole world was saying, "Why did we draft Micah Parsons?"
Mm-hmm.
You said before he was drafted that if the Dallas Cowboys is wise, that they will put that man and make him a designated pass rusher.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So no, we gotta no OC. You deserve a lot of credit. And then year two, when the whole
Mm-hmm.
world was burning down Tyler Smith, it was one dude
Mm-hmm.
flat-footed the entire time saying it was a great pick. Shouts out to you, OC.
Oh man, I appreciate you, man. Hey man, shout out to the number one rabbi in the world that ever lived ever, man. Ears to hear, let him hear. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So,
man. Yeah.
so hey, that's it, man. We just go keep rocking, man. And hey, if you want the latest and the greatest of Dallas Cowboys content and news, man, stick with us. Follow us. If you haven't subscribed already, like I said a lot of times now, man, I don't know what in the world you're waiting for, man. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the latest and the greatest in Cowboy sports and news. Also, sharing is caring. Follow us. Hit the like button. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Let's go.
All right. All right. So we gonna start it off with the infamous statement that was made, and I'm gonna go ahead and go first on this, and I'll see if you don't mind, or do you want to go first?
No, you got it.
Jerry was just joking, y'all. I know everybody want to make a big deal out of that. He was just playing. The body language says it all. What they really, in my opinion, was showing is that they confident. They feeling real good. They are going into the time of the year in which they're strong. They're relaxed. They're comfortable. They was joking. It's nothing to it, y'all. I know we can make headlines on that. But I'm not gonna lie on Jerry just to try to get some clicks. Like, the body language said it all. He said we don't have a drafting problem, we have a coaching problem. Laugh. tap Mike McCarthy on his shoulder while laughing like I'm messing with you, man. So I'm not gonna make nothing that ain't there. I'm just sorry. I'm gonna just keep it real. Now, if we want to get into the statement itself, we can talk about it. But in terms of what Jerry meant by it, I'm not gonna crucify Jerry because I could get some cheap clicks. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, man. Listen. I think Jerry was joking, but in the crosshairs of every joke, Boss Cowboy.
Wait.
Well, yeah, it just and it's not grand, okay? I'm
Yeah.
not overstating this. It's not grand.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it can be a little bit in my mind construed not as a shot at Mike McCarthy, okay? Hear me carefully. Now
I'm
we don't got a
listening.
drafting problem. We don't have a drafting problem in that, man,
Yeah.
we get good players in here, but sometimes, man, we don't use these players the way we need to use them because of coaching. Not a shot at Mike McCarthy, but potentially a little undertone of maybe some previous people that happened here. That's all I got out
It
of the
could
Boss
be that.
Cowboy. I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was a direct shot at Mike McCarthy. I think it's nothing but respect on Mike McCarthy's name with the Cowboys executive office. But I think just a little subtle rubbing with that one, man, in just my opinion, man. But he's in good spirits. He knows that they're going to hit and that, they do a great job across the board in the scouting department. So they're going to get some good players in here. But it's like, we maybe haven't used everybody that we've gotten previously in the best way.
Yeah, and because we said the same thing, like almost to the T. So it likely is some truth into that where I don't think it was just at Mike McCarthy though, but it could have been at Kellen. Because we've been
Yeah.
saying that. I've been saying that specifically. And with the super chat said it was literally the last line in the whole press conference. They want us to talk. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amp. Clap it up for Amp.
Salute, Amp.
At some point, we got to get skilled at being able to read the Jerrynomics. You know what I mean? Like, Jerry got a style. And he knows, and he's the king of publicity. He invented the Kardashian model. You know what I mean? So he know how to use reality television. To Amp's point, great super chat, Amp. Great super chat. So I ain't gonna take too much out of it. Just keeping it real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then to Amp point, it was the last thing that he said. And then the first thing that he said was trading is on my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said trading is on my mind. All right, Jerry. My name Willie Fufu too. Hold on, let me see if I got that clip real quick. But I want to play some of it. Hold on, let me play some of it real quick. Hold on, real quick. Okay. All right, here it is. I think this is it right here. Y'all give me 1 second. Y'all know how it is. We be doing two things at once. It's what you got to do when you in this game. Here we go. We will just talk about this a little bit. Here we go.
My phone here.
8 million people are going to be watching Thursday. Out there.
He crunk over that.
Listen,
he crunk.
Just
He really
brief
was.
here. Welcome. Feels good to be here with you. And we're, of course, going to get all positive stuff from up here. You're not going to know anything close to what we might do because I don't. But bottom line is we're glad to have you here and glad that we're meeting. And please, I know you will be, ask any questions that maybe we'll find some we can give you a good answer to.
David, you want to start us out?
Yeah, it's for everybody. David Moore of Dallas Morning News. Jerry and Stephen, I know most years you say usually you have about late, high teens to low 20s and first round grades. Is that kind of track this year? And just in general, what you feel about being at number 26 in this draft and what opportunities that presents you? Watch out.
Quickly, I do catch myself thinking about trade. And we've done some of that when you're trying to get a higher value or get more points. The best draft.
Yeah, so let's just take a pause and kind of talk about that. So one of the first things out of his mouth is that he's been thinking about trades.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and what I got out of the press conference more so that was interesting to me is they really did a good job of explaining why, especially Steven. When is it appropriate to trade? And I think they was actually speaking honest about that. But to Amp's point, to actually end the press conference with what he ended it with, and to begin it with trade is on my mind, you know, it's one of them things to where I'm seeing that this was some bit honesty, but also a bit publicity.
Yeah, man, I think that it's a little bit of both. I think that he's actually serious when he's talking about he's thinking about possibly trading, and he's putting it out there because he may be in a position to get a couple particular players. And I'll put out a video about this. It should drop tomorrow. That he may do that. All right. So I don't think that he's lying about that, boss. I think that is somewhere in their mind.
No, I do. And matter of fact, let me play the clip. And all of this is courtesy of the Dallas Cowboys YouTube channel. So the link is in the description. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. But let me play Steven, because I think Steven really did a good job of explaining when to potentially move up. So here we go.
Those type of bodies that can get in there and, as Mike likes to say, take two or do what they need to do. But, I don't think you can do enough. And obviously, hats off also to, the guys giving us the right vision and, the job our pro personnel staff does, and, finding guys out there, that can step up, a guy like a Hankins, a guy like a Fowler, guys that, are out there and they're, great cap values, but also very productive players for us. And, that's why I say, player acquisition never stops. I mean, Mike mentioned there's a window after the draft, where guys, you can pick up guys. And I think, we do, hats off to the whole group. I think we do some of our best work of continuing to improve that football team. We didn't bring Hankins in until, what was it, Mike, halfway through camp, or it was late. Really but anyway, it's constant, and we'll continue to look for ways not only to improve in the upcoming draft, which I think we will, but I think we'll also do a good job of continuing to see what's out there, in terms of improving ourselves. The veteran route as well, which I think we've done a nice job on that. We lost Carlos Watkins last year, but he was one of those guys we brought in. He ended up going somewhere else this year, but those are all guys who help you win football games, and that's what we'll be looking for again.
Before we get into the next part, let's talk about that part. So it sounds like they very open to continuing shopping, and it looked like they look at that window after the draft all the way up into training camp as a value window, because they have been hitting quality value players in that window. They always sneak in about one or two quality value players right between that window of after the draft and the start of training camp. So it was Malik Hooker, then they brought in Peters, right? So it looked like they go fill some pieces after the draft if they don't get it all done regarding the draft. And this is the main thing that I like, OC, and I want to run this by you. The main thing that I like is it sounds like they're not looking at trying to fix the Carlos Watkins need or defensive tackle through the draft. Did you get that?
Yeah. I mean, it's he said looking for guys that can take 2 for 1, and he when to move up, right? So that's the first thing I caught. Okay, so he was saying, and my interpretation of this is that he's looking for guys or players that can do multiple things. And when he alluded to after the draft, is to your point, he's looking for value. In other words, they're not going to panic.
Yeah.
And they're going to be where they go take the best players available based upon their grades, right? And what they think is going to be best for the team, which is good. And the Cowboys, by the way, to their credit, right? Because we give, the boys a lot of flack about a lot of things. They do very, very well in this regard. They're very, very solid. just in terms of their methodology of evaluating and picking players. And they're not going to reach. In other words, I mean, we're not going to reach per se, man. We're going to continue to have an ongoing process of having good player acquisition. And that's exactly 100% right, you know, and I think that that's good, and it will serve the Cowboys well to get value. And I think that the Cowboys always add in depth. And so shout out to Smoke 14. Thanks for the $50 super chat, brother. We appreciate you.
He said, Boston
Boston
OC.
OC.
You hear Shango say Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan had a baby and his name was Kellen Moore? And guess what? It's the same results. Hello. Man, love y'all show, and I always will support, man. Real talk, holla. No, man, thank you, Smoke. And appreciate all the work you do on Twitter, man. He's heavy on Twitter. That's where me and Smoke dialogue the most. He put in a lot of good work, sharing good stuff and good facts out there, man. I really like to see how the community is active. Like, we're very active in our lobby for our ideas. It's a very beautiful thing to see people like my boy Smoke, D.A. Lee, and so many others. I can name so many, Coach Mark. I could just keep going on so many of y'all, Marcus, so many of y'all. I promise you I could just keep going on how many people are active. And just real quick, I want to say one thing. The book is ready. This is my first book right here. My second book, my third book, and my fourth book. So it's ready to go, y'all. It's gonna be, you will be able to go get the book on Amazon after 12 o'clock tonight. So make sure y'all go check on Amazon, and then that's where you'll see the book available. This is my last book. I'm not doing any more. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm cool with the work, but I want to do more content versus writing. So I gotta just make that hard choice, because people don't read as much, but people do watch videos. So at some point you got to be able to make the adjustments. But I'm holding up the 4 symbolically because I made a promise to do 4 books. I've completed that. As thorough as it's gonna be. I took a little bit more time to watch more film just to make sure that my ranks was appropriate and that I wasn't out of my mind. So I'm throwing up the 4. This the 4th one. Y'all make sure y'all go get that. Historical. It's also gonna be insightful. But getting back to what that press conference was about, because I come back and talk about that some more. But getting back to that press conference, it was a couple of parts that stood out, and I want to keep going on what Steven was talking about. Here we go.
I also want to mention, I know the questions are over, but I really want to mention Will Clay, because what Will has is unique. And I don't want anybody to know about Will. I'm teasing, but I'm not teasing.
Hold on, that's not the part. Hold on. Because they asked him, let me go find it real quick. They asked him, what would you need to do to go up and go get that player? Hold on real quick. I need to go find that part. Hold on.
Mike's had a huge influence on this. Obviously, we rebooted there with Coach Quinn when Mike brought Dan in, and I think he likes the same thing. He likes length and size, and
that ain't it. So listen, I'm gonna go to the. I marked the wrong area down. So here we go.
But they dropping. But why you say that though, boss?
No, I got.
He said
clip.
something.
I got another clip. Here it is.
Group with 8,000 points a year when you average about 2.
Here it is. This is another one.
We had 2 years
They
in a row
talked
of
about it
8,000 a year. That'll help you build a champion.
Here comes Jane.
Gene, real quick for follow-up.
Jerry, you haven't moved up in the draft and made a big splash in almost a decade. Why has your philosophy changed on that? Is that because of the draft and develop and the importance of the picks? Or is that because you guys just have more information in the room these days and realize that some of the splashes aren't necessarily worth it as it relates to giving up, let's say, a second-round pick if you were to do that in the first round?
And so that was a very good question by Jane. I'm so happy to hear Jane back in the mix, because she always been real good with her questions. But the answer is also, I skipped to Steven's answer so we can talk about it, because Steven said some stuff that was insightful to me. Here we go.
that since I've been with the Cowboys, I don't know when it was.
The other thing I would add, Gene, is, you just look at what we've had here, and Tony followed up by Dak. Mike had it with Favre and Rodgers. We just hadn't had the need in our minds to go up, and that's usually where you see those big trades, are people going to get a quarterback. And, there's the occasional, different one where someone's going to get a big-time receiver or a big-time pass rusher. But in general, if you look at most of those big trades where they're giving up multiple picks, ones, twos, ones next year, is, for quarterbacks. And we have had fortunate enough to have a great run here with Tony and Dak, that we hadn't had to do that.
Newey?
Yeah. I mean, that's real though. OC.
Mhm.
That is real. And I get that. That's just very good logic. I can't fight them on logic. Because I said this. The last time that they tried to aggressively move up, they tried to give, because I already researched this. I know this for a fact. They was trying to give up a second and a fourth in 2016 to go up and get Paxton Lynch. That's aggressive. You know what I mean?
Super aggressive.
So that means Dallas, for the right person or situation, will do it. Now, I know a lot of people like to say, Dallas, they're not going to move up. No. If you listen to this press conference closely, he said it real clear. If the right person is sitting there around, and he gave the general location, and it was right around what we said, around 19, around 20, he would be willing. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, man, look, I said this before, and between 18 and 20, to me, was always a target area, right? They're not going to move up so aggressively where they're going to have to give up the whole form, but they will make some concessions if they feel like that a player is sitting in that area that is really, really a value add. And I think, it will be. And I think that one of those remaining tackles will be somewhere up in that area. And so I hope the Cowboys get super aggressive and get right up in the mix, close to the 20 mark, and get one of those tackles. Yeah, shout out to you, Trey. Yeah, Darnell Wright is probably one of the guys I will move up for if we have a coincidence of Broderick Jones somehow falling there, which is unlikely. But if he falls, man, I'm moving up in a heartbeat. And I think the Cowboys are even flexible on that. I will move up to 16, 17 to get one of those guys, because that's the type of impact they could have on your organization and on your team.
I'm moving up for 4 players.
Okay, talk to me.
Paris, Peter, Broderick, and Darnell. Those 4.
100%. 100%. And I just think I'm of the strong persuasion that Paris, I mean, anything can happen, and I will fall out of my chair and fall around and laugh all over the floor.
It's been dumb stuff. See, I've been watching the history of the draft. It's some crazy stuff happening. Aaron Rodgers dropped to the bottom.
Yeah, but not no premier left tackle, bro. Like, that's a quarterback. It's a little bit different. I haven't seen. Look, I study draft, bro.
No, Ron Ramczyk failed. He failed.
That's one example, boss. And I'm not hating on what you're saying. I'm saying it's very rare, boss. That was a miss.
It's rare.
That was a miss.
That was a big miss, bro. Do you know how many teams start drafting need and get away from the best players? It happens every year.
It does, but I'm saying I will fall out of my chair and roll around on the floor laughing and giggling if Paris Johnson dropped to 15. If Gronkowski, look, if Gronkowski dropped to 15, see, man, I would fall on the floor laughing because we missed the cash in.
Peter could.
Oh, you talking about Peter?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't see
Let me
it.
tell you why he could fall.
Go ahead.
Because people got.
I'm gonna tell you why he ain't. Go ahead.
No, I'm with you, and I'm with you. Technically, he the most sound. He's still my number 1 tackle. You know what I'm saying? He's still my number one tackle. But
He
listen,
makes no errors, bro. He makes no errors.
But I've been listening, man. It's a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of people that see him like he got short arms. I just wrote the Boss Cowboy guide. So partially what I always do in the guide is I put their measurables. He got some of the longest arms. People think he got short arms.
Look, and that's a false narrative, right? Because what they're doing, it's a false.
Too. You hear that everywhere. Oh, he got short arms. It's his short arms. I'll be like, y'all better go look at that dude's arms. He got 34 inches.
But listen, boss, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Not even devil's advocate. I'm gonna go along with the line just to make a point.
People think he'll guard. I keep hearing.
I know people think that he can bump us out to a guard, and you know what, boss? They're right.
They right.
He could play guard. They're right. He's that good. He could play guard. You know what? Can he bump us out to play center for you? Yeah, you're right about that too.
Good.
Because he's that advanced.
Yeah.
He's that advanced. He's that good.
But
so if you need him as center,
he could.
Who?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me prove it. Let me prove it to you, bro.
All right.
I'm gonna prove it to you. Well, I'm actually gonna hurt my own case when I play this. But this was the key thing that Jerry said that we've been saying on this show. People ain't been like really paying attention to this, but we said this a lot on this show, and we showed it a lot on this show. We also go show it Thursday live. We go show y'all this. Y'all need to come watch this draft show. Trust me, I know you got a lot of options. But at least one day, you need to lock in the Boss Cowboy Sports, because what I'm going to show y'all is going to change you for the rest of your draft history. And it starts with what Jerry says. So I want to play this. Here we go. Listen.
Well, out in proper order, then end of the day, I think you feel pretty good about what the outcome is going to be on draft day.
The real world is that when we get there at 26, you'll see that everybody had them fixed about like you had them fixed.
See, that's the part that people missing right there. And I've been saying that since the start of us breaking down these players. Let me play it one more time. Here we go.
Something happened that you didn't expect.
I would say have your board in order. I mean, that's how you get prepared. I mean, as long as you feel confident about your board, what other people do, I mean, it affects you. It takes options away. But as long as you feel very comfortable as those guys fall off, your best guys are the guys that you have remaining on your board, then you feel very much at peace that you'll be just fine.
Listen.
But
listen at Jerry, because Jerry go come in, he go say the key part. Don't let this what he getting ready to say go over your head. Listen, this is key what he said. Listen.
Obviously role play those scenarios. And,
listen.
You know, you do the mock drafts and, you know, there's value to that. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you got your board in an order that you feel really comfortable about, in proper order, then end of the day, I think you feel pretty good about what the outcome is going to be on draft day.
The real world is that when we get there at 26, you'll see that everybody had them fixed about like you had them fixed.
Yep. That's the key part right there.
Mm-hmm.
And see, remember we've been showing y'all them CBS boards. We've been showing y'all that more than anybody. And I've been saying that about every year it goes right around what the ranks had them going. And I'm talking about all the way down to round 7. Because see, I do it every year. Every year I keep up with every draft and I look at the ranks. I look at my ranks and I look at the CBS ranks. How you gonna do that 6 years and don't notice that? And I did notice that. I've been saying that. How long I've been saying that, OC? I've been
about
saying
3 years.
So that's why we've been saying likely we go see Anton, Osiris, Matthew, or we also saying, and we telling you who the players are gonna likely be. Gibbs gonna likely be right there. I'm telling you, Gibbs gonna be right there at 26, and we gonna be staring at him like we gonna be looking right at him.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, OC.
No, man. No, I think that it's really subtle sleight of hand. It's saying we could move up or we could stand pat right there at 26, right? And that we're more inclined to stand pat because we're comfortable with our evaluations on these guys, and we'll probably end up just taking best available. That's kind of what he's saying. But then on the other side, it's saying, well, we could move up if it makes sense to move up if we get close enough to a great player will move up, So, it's yin and yang and it keeps a little bit of mystery, man. But back to Peter Skrinkowski, man, like, listen, this guy, I want to go and play devil's advocate, not devil's advocate, but I want to play what if the pundits are right? What if he did have short arms? Okay. What if that was true? No, just hear me out for a second. What if that was true? What if that was true? So what? I'm still taking, because the guy that they said had short arms too, that made a Pro Bowl, that came out of Northwestern, Rashawn Slater. He has short arms too, quote unquote, and he's choke slamming most of these defensive ends in the AFC. So this thing is not, and if he has short arms, he has overcome his short arms and he's able to dominate technically and understand what he needs to do to get his hands to the target and to be very, very effective with his punches and with his placement. And so because of the skill level, which is uncommon coming out of college, man, you go with that guy if all day long if he's there, man. All day long, man. He's a pro, dude.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
But I'm with you, OC, and I've come all the way around that likely we not going to see none of these coveted tackles that we want. Like Jerry and Steven said themselves that they only got about 15 to 17 true first round grades.
Mm-hmm.
And see, remember, he said in the real world, you start seeing that these people got them right around where you got them. See, I'm certain that's going over people's head. You know what he's saying by that? Like basically how to. And this is what's going on. What's popular right now is likely how it's gonna play out. That's what he's saying. What's being said the most right now is likely how it's gonna play out. So you and see Jerry and them know that, and he said that with confidence. Like this is basically like the key to the whole thing. That's also why, remember last year, OC, they had a choice between Sam Williams and Tolbert, but they had equal grades on them. The reason why they picked Sam Williams because they knew Sam Williams was likely to go first. So even though they had them player for player equal, the one that made the most sense strategically was to go ahead and get Sam Williams. You see what I'm saying? And they did end up getting both. It's the same thing that they did with Diggs and Lamb. They had equal grades on them. They had Diggs and Lamb rated the same. But they went with CeeDee Lamb because they was like, he ain't falling too much more. But there's a chance Diggs could, because most had a bottom first round grade on Diggs, which allowed him to move to the second. So no, but he right though. But every now and then you will get those types to where it's major slippage. Like major slippage. So what's your thoughts on that, OC?
Yeah, I mean, here and there you do. I think that when people fall outside of a top 12 grade, then those guys are probably the guys that are most likely to fall. I think the guys that do truly have that top 10 grade and that have been consistent in the draft process coming out of their senior year, going into the Pro Bowl, into combine workouts, those are the guys that typically do not slip. Top 10 to 12 grades, they typically don't slip. If a guy falls outside of that, if they're 15 to 20, 20 to 30, then you may see some variation in terms of where those guys get picked in the draft. And so that's been what I've seen historically and really since I've been studying this for the last several years. In my opinion. So because of that, it could happen. And listen, anything can happen. The first round of the draft especially is super wild. Anything could happen, okay? That's the number one disclaimer. So you could almost throw out anything, and then you have a chance of being right. But I'm saying that, man, it's not likely because Gronkowski has been a number one tackle all year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just unlikely that he's going to
Yeah.
fall too far outside of that top 10. It's unlikely,
Yeah.
man.
It's unlikely. Like right now, he done went up according to CBS. He done went up. He's rated right now 6.
Yeah, I mean,
He's steadily been going up. So we ain't.
And deservedly so. And we should have done.
I think somebody's. I hope it's some, but ain't nobody gonna be stupid like that. It's impossible.
That's stupid, bro. That's this was
nobody gonna be that dumb.
Look.
It's not
This what my family say, boss. You a special kind of special. You know what I mean? You gotta be a dumb kind of dumb, a real dumb kind of dumb to just pass him up, bro. Let him drop.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
Hold
bro.
on. They hitting us with this light breaks. They really burning us up. They saying we need to stop and take a light break. The lights are out of hand. My boy Michael Lockhart, he done exposed y'all. Y'all been doing your boy Boston OC bad. So we need y'all to get us caught up. Just simply hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and also do that. Hopefully by now we've earned your subscription, but if not, just keep watching. Hopefully we will. But if you just liking the type of content that we bringing, on top of that, I'm gonna keep saying it all day. I just dropped my final book. It will be ready to purchase after 12 o'clock tonight. And pretty much, at this point, the people that's gonna purchase the people that just want to kind of know my thoughts on these draft candidates and people that just want to support me and the channel. But man, so that book is also available. This is, again, my last book of 4. This was my first book. I'm giving that one away for free. You can get that on Amazon. That's free right now. But then this book is 5. This book is 10. The final book is going to be 18 to about $20, something like that. So anyway, so y'all go ahead and hit that like for your boy Boss, and your boy OC. Let's get them things caught up. That's how you get these type of shows notified, and that's how YouTube says we go show you this video or this live to more Cowboy fans. So if you don't want people to see it, don't like it. But if you want more people to see it, like the video. So appreciate y'all pushing us to take that light break. Hopefully it helped. But let me keep going, man, because there was a couple of more things that kind of stood out on this interview. One of the things that stood out to me, and it should stand out to UOC because it's going to remind you of a conversation that we had. Because we talked about who was going to probably be the pick. And it's a couple of times he alluded to a community. And I want to focus in on this. Y'all listen to this. Check this out. Here we go.
Set y'all up to be pure in this draft. And you talked about that, and secondly, you've canvassed a lot of TCU guys. What do you like about that program? You've had Johnson here, you got McGee, you got the running backs here, you got the cornerback here. Just talk about what about that program you guys like?
Well, number one, I think anytime you add, veteran free agency, to your locker room, it's a positive because obviously the men that we've had I've been so impressed with. So I mean, you don't have enough good players. You can go through each position that we added, so I feel great about that. TCU, I mean, just is really a credit to their success. Just the winning that they've done, the individuals, just going through the guys that have come in. I mean, they've all done a great job. And I'll be honest with you, the thing that's really special, and you feel it each and every year, is the young prospects from Texas.
Woo! Wait. Clap it up. Everybody that's from Texas, clap it up. Mike McCarthy just gave Texas a special shout out. Hey, listen, y'all. Texas is different when it comes to football. I know y'all think we just talking, but when football people come from around the country, they come to Texas and say, wait a minute. Am I lying, OC? Man,
no,
we different here, man. And that just real quick, that just felt good to hear Mike McCarthy say that. But here we go.
I mean, the pride. I mean, I can't tell you how much pride they have just to come here on a visit. Like our 30 visits here, we're tremendous again this year. And I think the amount of time that we spend with the prospects, both the personnel department and coaching staff, is very unique to anywhere I've ever done it. So there's a lot of time that's put into it. And it's been, I personally, has been very beneficial because you feel like you really know, you get to know their personality. And then obviously you're tying it to what they've done on video in their college career. So I think it's just real credit to TCU and what they've accomplished and the type of players that they have coming into the draft.
Man, shout out to Texas. Texas in the house. But hold on, it's some more. Then you got it, OC. It's some more. I actually love what Jerry said though, because Jerry gonna take it to a whole nother level.
The TCU thing for me is different. I got a chance to have a Cinderella thing happen when I was a senior in college. And we went from a big disappointment, almost ashamed to go home after the season was over. And we were undefeated and won the national championship the next year. We had one guy make the All-Southwest Conference team. We had 20 make it the next year. We only added one player to the team. We went along and barely made it out of the first 4 games. And then we played Texas. Texas #1 in the nation. And we went down there, Darrell Royal went for 2, Ernie Coy dropped the ball, and we won, and we weren't scored on again, and we won the national championship. We changed. TCU, what happened to TCU and those guys have got a chance to take players with that experience. And this is arm waving, but it's got some meat on it.
Got some meat on it.
Take that experience and become something that they never thought because they've experienced. They were 20 when they did it. And they changed. That happens.
Jerry almost started tearing up talking about that story. And this is the thing, OC. Listen, you from Texas, I'm from Texas. We know TCU pulled some magical stuff this year, man. We know Texas history. I know you know Texas history. No, they didn't win it, but hey, y'all. I put literally, I didn't actually on this one, but I almost put on the cover of my book 2 TCU players. I promise you, I almost did. They came down to the bottom 2. It just didn't fit as pretty. But go ahead, OC. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that they're saying that, they are scouting these TCU players very, very closely. And in particular, this is not an Avila conversation. This is like saying, man, we hope that Quentin Richards falls to us, because if he falls to us, we are taking him. Another college he also alluded to is the University of Texas. Don't let that get by you. All right, he's doing his
best. Texas, though. He was talking about whooping. Yeah,
I know. But in terms of the players, I think if Bijan Robinson is sitting there at 26, that's going to even make it more complex, and then we'll really see what happens. That's what I think. Those 2 guys.
Yeah, they definitely alluded to Bijan. He talked about that specifically. Matter of fact, Steven specifically said that if running backs are dropping, because it's famous now to drop running backs, but we got a certain player graded higher, we taking him. Oh, that's directly talking about Bijan. He ain't say his name, but he talking about Bijan when he say that. So for everybody that's team Bijan, I don't think they gonna move up for Bijan, but they will sit put for Bijan. I think they'll move up for for what me and the OC talking about. I think they do, especially with the vision of Mike McCarthy. I think they really do see the value in running the ball. So I think they really would move up for one of them premium tackles. I really do. And let me ask you a question, OC. Which class do you think is better? This tackle class or last year's?
I think that's a really great question, man. I'm going back in my mind mentally of the tackles, because you had a couple really good starting tackles come out of the class last year, right? You have my guy from Alabama. He was a surefire pick. He went to the Giants. He started, I think, every game for the Giants as well. He started at right tackle, though.
Yeah.
So they moved him at right tackle. Then you had Tyler
Neil.
Smith start. Neil. There you go, Neil. Then you had Tyler Smith start. I'm not sure if those other guys that came out of that class start.
Cross started
Who?
for Seattle.
That's right, Charles Cross. He struggled though. He really struggled. He looked like a rookie.
Yeah.
He looked like a rookie. You know what I mean? And you thought he was, he would be the man.
Pull up
and
the
then,
tackles from last year, bro. Because if it skipped your mind, I'll help you. Because we had the same list. Like on that particular group, we ranked these guys the same. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up your list. No, I don't have.
We had Cross, we had Neil, we had Tyler Smith, we had the big guy out of I believe he played for Maryland or played for one of those schools. Owanku, African name. Did he start this year?
I think he did. I think he played good too. From what I was seeing,
Yeah, you had
Trevor Penning, Charles Cross. This is pretty much our list for the most part.
This is what
you might have had Neil first.
I had Neil first.
Okay.
So this is what I think, Boss Cowboy. I think that this class is just as good, if not better, at the top end as that class.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think it's just as good, if not better.
I think this class actually better. I think
the top four is better than Trevor Penning. I think Penning. Yeah, I think so. So if you take that out, yeah, okay, I get it. Then you can say this class is better.
Four. Yeah. I'm looking at the top four. Cause see, after Tyler Smith, it fell off like a rock. This class ain't gonna stop after the top four.
They're decent.
It's still pretty decent. It's still some guys that can come start. Like even if you don't love Matthew Bergeron, he's adequate enough and can maybe start on certain teams, especially if you move him inside. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, Tucker.
yeah, he got some growing pains.
Yeah, he got.
But I think this. Let me say this: in the regard of the top 4 to 5 tackles overall, I think this class is better. Let me say that.
Yeah, and I think the volume of guys is better. It's more guys. Hold on, we got us a super chat from one of the homies real quick. Give me 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second to find my homie. He sent us a super chat. My boy Cameron. He said, appreciate the super chat. We go do a better job of catching these. He said, just want to send a little something your way. Much love to you. Keep us Cowboy fans sane when there's not much going on. No, yeah, man. Football year round. Football year round. Like we ain't even. That's listen, y'all. That's why I'm not doing no more books. Cause see, when I write these books, you gotta go into a dark place. You gotta go to a quiet place. So it's so much that I could have talked about. It's so many of these players that I could have shown you that I wrote about. But next year, I'm gonna do videos on these guys. You know what I mean? So like all that talking and writing, is good. But in the business we in, we go do more videos. That's just what it is. So no more books. This is it. And next year is gonna be a whole lot more content. I think we did a good job with content while I was juggling writing this book at the same time. But trust me, writing that book took a lot of content away from y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It did. Just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole lot more videos we could have did. But I want to get to somewhere he talked about outsourcing and then talk about that real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. Because I did write that down. My boy Amp, he just said something about that. I want to make sure I get that in here. So he talked about outsourcing. Here we go.
Last week. So the thing that I'm so impressed with in today's NFL football player, and to me, this is the mecca for outsourcing for performance assets that all of our players engage in. I mean,
he called Dallas the mecca of outsourcing trainers. Because this is what let me rewind that. Because see, people like the OC when I first came back to Dallas, one of the first thing the OC did is gave me a tour of the north side of Dallas, showing me all the facilities that's in the north side of Dallas, the Michael Johnson facility, and just all the personalized training. Me and OC know many of these personal trainers. Y'all met Brandon Tucker before. He called this place the Mecca of outsourcing training. Ooh, wait. Remember we did the videos in training camp last year? I was with one of them trainers and we saw all them Cowboys. Y'all remember? That's the first time I met Dennis Houston. That's the first time I met what was the linebacker that everybody? Story Jackson, you know? And they was all together. This is what he was talking about. So let me play it one more time and let's talk about that real quick.
Rule. And if you get over that cap, they will cut your last man on the roster for you and keep cutting until you get on the cap.
Here we go.
So they mean it. Who's they? The league. And teams see that. And so my point is that's a factor in managing, looking forward, picking a offensive lineman right now. We need it for management.
Yeah, here we go.
Dallas Morning News.
Here we go.
Last season, your defense didn't stop the run well enough, consistently enough to create as many opportunities for your pass rush as you would like. How do you make the necessary jump there this offseason, and what role do you expect the draft to have in that effort?
Well, I've said this time and time again since the end of the season. I've always felt that the most improvement that I felt the teams that I've coached have made are from the people that are already here working. I mean, it's your second, third year players will take that jump. We've had tremendous attendance here, starting last week. So I definitely, all the things we're trying to be more efficient at, I definitely feel like we will have an opportunity to improve. And as far as run defense, I think it's just like anything. When you're really strong in one area, they're going to come at you a different way. And so, I think it's twofold. And we want to play similar too. So we're a complementary football team. I think we can take another step there. The offense playing to the defense to the offense, special teams, and all that. So we'll just continue to work that. But we're going to have an opportunity to really add to our group. This weekend coming up, that's always exciting. I think we got 65 players under contract right now. So after this week, I think we'll have the things we'll need to be the type of team we want to be.
What's your thoughts on that, OC?
I think that he's right. I think he's being kind of candid. I think that at the end of the man, the Cowboys have a lot of guys here that want it, and they're going to add and be better through this draft. As it relates to the comment about Mecca of, outsourcing, I mean, it's some of the best trainers and football minds in the world that lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I'm not saying that you don't have other guys that are in other parts of the country that are good and competent in what they do. I'm not suggesting that. I'm only saying here, literally, you have people that football is worship. Football is on another level. And it's the nuances and the details and the heat and the heels and the this and the that. Excuse me, I'm freezing up. But, yeah, man, I think it's great here, man. And it's good for anybody that comes to this environment or figure out a way to connect with somebody that can help you quickly improve.
Yeah, man. And see, Amp was talking about, which I feel, Amp was saying that this is also a reflection of your leadership. Because at this point, it was voluntary to come in. Which we all know when they say voluntary, they really mean you still
mandatory.
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 It's mandatory.
We had voluntary workouts, man. Voluntary. No. Yeah, it's voluntary.
Yeah. We watching to see who gonna be coming in here taking this serious. That's what they doing right now. But he also mentioned that them dudes be up there on Sunday. They getting that from somebody. I guarantee it's coming from that.
Yeah.
I guarantee that many people buying in, that's a reflection of your leadership. And at this point, it's not coming from coaches. It gotta come from players at this point. So that Dak yard and all of that. See, that Dak yard, seeing how committed Dak is, to me is why this team is bought in the way that they are. You know, this gives me even
Yeah.
more confidence that we gonna be championship ready this year. See, I ain't gonna be
Mm-hmm.
late when we go to the Super Bowl this year. I ain't gonna be late, and I ain't gonna be shocked. I ain't gonna be. Ooh! I'm gonna be like, bro, I've been telling y'all, bro. And I'm
No.
not saying that cocky. It's like, just look how. If this was any other team, everybody would be favoring us. Everybody. I just was watching the Philly podcast. Oh, see, guess what they was doing the whole time?
What?
Fighting. They was literally fighting over the number 10 pick. I'm tired of Bijan. I'm tired of Bijan. I'm tired of hearing about Bijan. We need to go defense. They fighting like that because they team ain't together, bro. I kept asking them. I say, "What's y'all problem? What y'all so mad about?" Because if it was
Yeah.
us at 10, would you be tripping right now? See?
No, man. No, you got that's paradise. You
Yeah.
got the pick of the litter. You can go get exactly what you want if you go address the offer. Oh man, it's beautiful. You can go get the guy we said ain't gonna fall. You can go get Peter.
Yeah.
You can go get Peter
You get Peter.
and say, Peter, play left guard for me. And we'll bump you out to right tackle or left tackle. If Tyler ain't playing good, we can play you guard or tackle. You know what? As a matter of fact, shoot, if Batty Ass gets hurt, we might have you play a little center because he can play all 5 positions. So shoot, I would be like, we're good, man. We're good. And then I'm truly getting BPA on the second round. I get him at 10. I don't care. Second round, give me the best player freaking.
They got 2.
Man, they said that's going to help them
And
retool. And they do. Yeah, that's going to help. But they lost the players. That's going to help them retool. Excuse me, my internet's starting to act up. That's going to help them retool.
They real life panicking. I watched it. I watched it for 30 minutes fight each other over pick 10. I'm messy. I'm just watching. They're like, these dudes fighting over pick 10. Like, we hoping Bijan fall. Bijan gonna be right there. Who you think Philly getting? I think they gonna go with Bijan. I do.
I think they're getting a running back. I think with the second pick they're gonna get the best defender they think. You know, that's what I think. They're gonna go running back and they're gonna go defense. That's what I think they're doing.
Cause see, right now, if I was to take a guess, the best player that's probably gonna be available at 10, to me, is gonna be a corner. I don't see.
Or what they could do, you know, is double down on the strategy and go offensive line.
That's what I
and
said
just
they
strengthen
should
the
do.
offensive line.
That's what I say they should do.
And to be honest with you, because of the mentality they cut, what they might do. Because I don't know if Bijan is going to make it to 10. I think they may double down and go get one of those premium offensive linemen, which I would hate. And if they did that, you know, I would just, you know, and this may not happen, but man, if it was me and I saw them, I would shoot up. So I would make a deal so fast and get up and get guy that's available, make sure I got him. I would make sure I got him, man. That's what I would do. But the Cowboys probably not going to do that. But I'm saying that's what I would do.
Yeah, you gotta if they get right, Broderick, Paris, or Peter.
Jeez, man. You're making it hard, boy. They're making it hard on you, boy.
I'm scared of those more than I'm scared of Bijan.
I know. I don't care about Bijan. If they get Bijan, good for you. Whoop-de-doo. Right? Good job. Right? But you get one of these hogs. Yeah, you get one of these hogs, bro, that can add to what they already got, man. And they just go run it down your thigh, bro. Run it down your thigh, bro. Man, that's going to make life difficult. That's going to make life extremely. You got to match that in some way. And the issue is you don't have a premier interior defensive front. The only guy you got that's go battle is Hankins, but he go run 25 maybe a game. You don't got that other dog down there. And that's going to be a problematic part on trying to stop that power run game. Because what they go do, they go run that power O, and not to get into too much detail, we'll talk about this later, they go run that power O, and what they like to do is they like to double team the defenders front side balls. They go, and that's what makes it, that's what creates so many scenes. They set up to where they're going to either RPO or they're going to double team the two defensive linemen closest to the run play on the front side of the formation. They're double teaming you, bro. They're pounding you. They're trying to pound you, bro. Trying to wear you out. So anyway.
So I want to play a couple of more things that kind of came out, talk about it, because Coach Marv, I know he been pushing one of these ideas, but they confirmed it today. So let me play it real quick. Here we go.
Is, for quarterbacks, and we have had fortunate enough to have a great run here with Tony and Dak.
Here we go.
That we hadn't had to do that.
Here we go.
Newy Scruggs, NBC5 for Mike and Steven. Offensive line has been something people have spoken about here in this draft. Can you take me back to your past couple drafts where you took tackles, Josh Ball and Matt Waletzko? How do you feel about those guys, and how do you look at guys you drafted you're still developing, and then you start looking at the guys in this year's draft?
Both Josh and Matt individually feel great about them. I mean, Matt's having a great off season. Obviously had the surgery, so he's knocking it out of the park there. And Josh, I think, clearly will work more inside than out. So he's does a tremendous job in the off-season program and things like that. I'm excited to see those guys play in the preseason. They're ready. We just got to get them battle tested, but they've made an excellent. They're making all the progress you look for in your second and third players. So to me, they're right on schedule. The process really going back to the draft. I mean, it's really what I just answered earlier. You trust in your process, and they fit the profile what we're looking for in offensive linemen, and I kind of like those 6'7" offensive linemen.
Yeah, the thing I would add to that is just you can't have enough of them. I mean, you look at Cincinnati last year where they were, trying to struggle through the.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get into that. More so what Mike McCarthy talked about with Ball.
Yeah, man, they saying what we've been saying, in a different way. We go salvage Ball because we invested draft capital, so we go left or side. In other words, moving to guard.
Yeah.
That's what he just, without saying it.
And shout out to Coach Marv, because Coach Marv been pushing that idea for about 3 months.
Yeah, good job, Coach, because he struggled.
Do it.
Oh, go ahead. No, well, he struggles in pass pro, man, and he doesn't have the seated posture to be able to deal with defenders and counter moves and all those things. And so it's just too much of a hill to climb to get value out of him in his third year. So the common sense thing was Chicago said, like, look, man, let's try to play him at guard, make the area shorter. Like, see if he can just get out of his stance and just short set people, be efficient in there. We know he's good coming off the ball and blocking, and then let him prove himself there so we can get value out of him. So that's they just gave Josh Ball a life raft, bro. They gave him a nice life raft. All he got to do is show up and be solid in the offseason and show up and have a decent camp. And Josh Ball just go easily make this roster, man. So good job, man. They gave you a life raft, bro. They threw you a life raft, bro. Because, man, most teams don't do that, man. I mean, you got 2 to 3 years to develop, and then they kind of looking to move on. So that's good for you, Josh. I'm happy for Josh. He go get that opportunity, and he got to capitalize on it, though. That's the thing. Josh got to come in here and play extremely well, And then Matt Waletzko, I mean, they're looking at him as a guy that really, this is like his real rookie year, That's how they're trying to chuck him up because of the shoulder injury, right? So he's going to get another couple years of rope. But, and I do want to get into a little bit what Stephen Jones said. You can't have enough good ones, and that's innuendo. We're looking at some of these offensive linemen. That's innuendo.
I keep playing. Let me read this.
No, you don't have to. I just want to hit that one part. That's fine. You don't got to keep playing.
Coach Moore said, "What up, Boss OC? First, I love this topic on coaching. Second, we need to get more discipline on the little things to get over the hump, because we got a Super Bowl team right now." Yeah, and that's again, shout out to you, Coach Maul, because I like to give credit where credit is due, especially when people been pushing ideas and I start seeing the front office make moves based on what you've been saying. So, like Coach Maul, we literally talked about this on the phone, like off camera, no lives, just talking ball. And I know a lot of people gave up on ball. I don't think we should give up on ball quite yet. Not yet. I think it's too soon. because this is one thing that this is just how it is. The OC and I've been telling y'all that he struggled with pass pro, but we've also been consistently telling y'all that he's actually a good run blocker.
Mhm.
Now I've
Mhm.
heard people say, "OC, I want to get your thoughts on this." That this is also an indication that that they don't know what to do with him. Do you take it like that, or what's your thoughts? I heard some
Yeah,
people
and
say
that's
that.
why I said. Yeah, and that's why I said they threw him a life raft, right? Because you got a guy to play left tackle in college that you tried to play left tackle. You saw he wasn't gonna hold up there. You moved him to right tackle. Okay, you giving him a second lease on life, right? That's more common than bumping the tackle into guard year three. Year three.
Yeah.
So they're giving Josh Ball. They like Josh Ball, is what this is, and they're giving Josh Ball every possible opportunity to contribute to the team and make this team. And so he's just going to have to take advantage of it in a rotational role. You know, he's your second, third guy. So they're looking at Josh Ball to earn a backup spot playing guard. That's what they're looking for Josh to come in and accomplish. And if Josh can accomplish that by showing some consistency, then Josh should be fine. Josh should be on the roster. But if he struggles there, then there's nothing else they can do with it. Yeah, there's nothing else they can do with it at that point. So they like Josh. So yeah, they're giving him every opportunity because they like him, and he has favor with somebody in that building, and they're giving him every opportunity to contribute and make this roster. Is what they're doing.
All right, my boy Michael Lockhart. He go tell me when y'all tripping. Them likes is only at 130. What did the OC do to y'all? OC, what you do? See,
And I ain't did nothing but
no, I guarantee me or you did something. I guarantee
what
it.
we did.
We did something. I guarantee it.
I'm supposed to
It's-
get, I'm
no,
supposed to
I'ma
get out
tell
of here
you-
then, because
no, I'm gonna tell you what it likely is. All right, I'm gonna tell you what it likely is. See, in draft season, all of us get pet cats. It happens. So when we start maybe giving our opinions, we might have spoke against some people pet cats. I'm almost certain, because I've been shooting tight end to death. Been shooting it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean it though.
yeah.
I mean it. It's not personal. I just think it's not
Yeah.
the best option for us at 26. It's not personal. But I
Yeah.
think it's some people listening and they just cannot hit that like because I was against tight end. Or
Hey man,
and you know what else? It's things that I've said that I want to ask y'all forgiveness for. I'm not taking it back. I just need you to forgive me. I do not believe that Bijan is generational. I believe he's going to be good. I don't believe he's generational. Now, if he went to Philly, he would be outstanding. He would do 1,600 yards year one with that offensive line. But on any other team, he gonna be good. He ain't gonna be. He is not gonna be what y'all think. He is not going. But see, when I say stuff like that, it be people like they love Bijan and they be like, "Boss is hating on my pick." But so the next time when they ask for a like, I'm going to wump him. Because it makes no sense for it to be 270 some people watching and 130 likes. So
yeah, I don't know.
y'all forgive us.
Maybe it's me.
You forgive me? You forgive me?
I don't know, man. I hope y'all good, man. But regardless,
200
man, just
130? They doing us bad. It's some lurkers. That's a massive amount of lurking. That's a massive
Hey,
amount of
man.
lurking with no liking.
look. If you work for the Cowboys, if you here's the good thing about a like, it's free and it's private. So that's all I want to tell you. It's free, it's private. So like, if you're another podcast and you be lurking on our channel, that's cool. We like you, bro. Just like hit the like button, show us some love. Like we don't even know that it's you. If you work for the Cowboys and you get insider information, probably so, man. Just hit the like button. We don't even know that it's you. You don't even have to comment. If you some other random person, man, that's just trying to learn about football and take our content, repurpose it, and make videos for yourself, that's fine, man. Just hit the like button, man. We don't even know it's you. You don't have to announce yourself. You don't have to put your name in the chat. The only thing you gotta do is just hit the like button, man. Just help us out. Help us out, man. If we said one good thing on this show, please help us out. Because you know what? I'm gonna get out of here. I got stuff to do, man. I'm going to let
Yeah,
you
we
land
almost
plane
out
in a
of
few
no,
minutes.
we almost out of here, man. All right, but we getting close to the draft, OC. So, so obviously I'm gonna drop as much content before, but right now it's about this draft. So, real quick, man, what's your final words?
Man, look, here's the deal, man. The Dallas Cowboys are in strong prizing position, man, to really take advantage of some great talent that can take this team over the top. Outside of execution and just making some good personnel decisions, the Cowboys have everything they need to really be in that Final Four, to get to that NFC Championship, to have a chance to put themselves in a Super Bowl, barring good health. So this is exciting, man. You guys need to stay locked in here, man. Please hit the like button when you're going outside, when you're going out of the building. And look, listen, follow us, okay? If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, please, to the YouTube channel. Also, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, and you can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. But the Cowboys are in striking position, man. We just gotta shoot them down, man, and we're gonna be in good shape, boss. That's my final thoughts.
Hey, I figured this was going on, Erica. I started thinking about this because I was like, that's a lot of people watching, and I hit that like, you right, people watching basketball. My boy Studi Wood just said the same thing. He said, bro, I was watching the game, bro, my bad. Hey, man,
So they got us on in the background. They got us on in the background, and they watching the game. So the video just rolling.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. See, I get it now, and I really do understand the game on, but still hit that like. But I get it. I do get it, because that game, it'll get you. It'll have you distracted. Appreciate y'all giving views to the game as well as us at the same time. But this is my final words as well. First of all, I'm excited. This was the hardest book that I wrote out of all of them. This is my 4th book. This is number 4. So again, the first one, it's on Amazon. You'll be able to get that for free. I always recommend that one, because that's where I talked about Terrence Steele and all of that. So if y'all think I was capping and playing, I had Terrence Steele as my number 8 top sleeper in the whole class. So that obviously came to pass, and I didn't, hit on all my predictions, but I hit on a lot of big ones. I talked about Herbert being my favorite for Rookie of the Year. I put that in there. Taylor being my number 1 back. Jefferson being my number 1 receiver. I got a lot of the safeties right. I got a lot of the linebackers right. So, and let me just tell y'all something real quick just before we kind of wrap it up. If you get my book, you go see that I have some ranks that's not like the masses. Okay, especially at linebacker and probably at running back. Okay, and especially at tight end. Y'all go see some ranks. Y'all go probably scratch y'all head because it's so outside the norm. But I was watching a marathon show, OC, about the NFL, right? And one of the GMs said, at best, even us as professionals go at best hit around 57% in the first round. Think about that. So people that get paid millions to do this are called successful for being right 57% of the time.
Absolutely.
So that's why, if you believe you see what you see, that's what I've been doing these past 4 years, is just putting what I believe I see, whether the crowd is saying it or not. And I will bet you $1 million that I'm way above 57% in my predictions. I will bet that. I will bet I'm way above 57%, because it's one thing about each one of these books, I did not follow the crowd on any of them. If I felt like the best linebacker, you might have had him graded in the 5th round, I probably had him graded 2nd overall. It's the same thing I'm doing this year with Maffa, right? It's no see because it don't. In my opinion, you can't turn on Steve Avalia tape and Maffa tape and say that there's 3 rounds worth of difference between the talent. How do you see that?
Right.
How? So if you
Right.
don't see that, have some balls and say what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this book is about, And so y'all go see when y'all purchase it, and when I start talking about it during this week, because I'm gonna be showing my ranks throughout the week. It's gonna be different, but I guarantee you this: I did the work. I did the work. I guarantee you that. I looked at these guys, and I don't look at highlights. I look at all their games. I don't look at all the games. I'm saying I look at games. I don't look at splash. I look at the flow of the game and how you play within the flow. And I know what you did against tough competition, because that's the main thing I look at. I look at you regarding NFL competition. So maybe that's why I don't have Bijan ranked as high as some as others, because y'all watching his highlights. I watched his games. You know what I mean? And so where y'all see superstar, I see somebody that's tipping. And I'm dead serious. He too patient to me. And that's from me really breaking him down and looking at him, looking right at him, his games. It's like, that's gonna work on college. The league, you gotta hit your holes, big dog. And I don't think it's gonna work. But anyway, man, so y'all come back, man, and then we gonna be pushing this book. Y'all make sure y'all go get it. It's my last one. All next year it's gonna be nothing but content, man. So y'all stay up. It's your boy Boss Cowboy Sports. We will be back tomorrow with the final word, and be checking your notifications, because I'm gonna be dropping more and more and more. He said, "I'll say, boss, you're tweaking on Robinson." No, I ain't tweaking at all. Let me say what I'm saying in case see. I want to say what I'm saying. So Kevin said I'm tweaking. So if I'm tweaking, you telling me he Barry Sanders? See, because I want y'all to say what I'm saying. Don't say what you think I'm saying. Is he gonna be Barry Sanders? Because that's what they saying. He not gonna be Barry Sanders, y'all. I'm just getting you ready for it before it happened. And I'm telling y'all, he gonna be good. I think he can be just as good as Zeke was. I think he gonna be right around there if he can maintain the physicality. You say I miss your super.
He don't have the power Zeke had. He's not gonna do that.
He got
He
some
don't have
power.
the power Zeke had.
Yeah,
he got some. He got some pop, but he ain't got no crack. He got some pop. Well, you may have to bring 2 in certain situations, but Zeke had crack, as in crack your head and run
all
through
day,
you.
yeah,
Like it's
all
different.
day. Yeah.
It's different.
His
It's
crack
different.
was
It's different.
nonstop too. I don't see you super
Yeah.
Coach Maul. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, he ain't got that crack like that. He gonna be all right though. He's shifty.
Yeah.
He got good feet in the hole. He can make you miss in a phone booth.
Yeah, he can.
And that's what's gonna help him. But the issue is when he hit the open field, and the problem is as a running back, when you start taking hits, you start getting slower. So his best years are gonna be his best 3 to 4 years. After that,
super chat, Coach.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, I don't see.
No, that's it, man. That's it.
No, I don't see it. It's not. I'm not knocking him. I just don't see it. So
Yeah, I don't either.
Put it like this. I don't see Taylor in him. I don't.
No.
I don't see Breece Hall in him. I don't.
No.
I just don't. I think he gonna be good, but I won't be surprised if he's also an outright bust. I won't even be surprised if he's a super bust. I'll be like, well, you know what I mean?
I think Bijan is going to be a fairly solid player for you, or he's going to end up being just one of the guys. That's what I think.
I think it's going to depend on where he goes. I think the main thing
100%.
about Bijan is where he fall. So if he fall to Philly, everybody gonna look right. Everybody.
Yeah.
Because he gonna do 1,600. But if he go to the Detroit, now Detroit will be good too, because they offensive line getting a little bit spicy now. You know, but outside of Detroit and Philly, if he go to Atlanta, kiss his career goodbye. Kiss his career goodbye. goodbye. Kiss it goodbye. This dude gonna be trash. That's a hellhole. Top athletes do not go to Atlanta. Yeah, so I want y'all to hear me out. I'm not. He said, ask OC, has he taken another look at Bergeron?
Yes, I have.
So,
And I think that he's gonna be a good, solid back in the league.
no,
And I
Bergeron,
think that.
the tackle guard, the left side player, the tackle / guard.
I'm sorry. I apologize. You're talking about the Syracuse guy. Yeah. So I took another look at him as well, man. I think that, man, he's a developmental guy that can play tackle for you. I think that he needs to work on strength off his inside leg. I think that he's a guy that could be a solid guard for you probably year one. That's what I think. So I think Bergeron he's a solid pick for you if you get him in the second round. I think he'll be a solid pick. That's what I think.
The lunatic with a super chat said, "Boss OC, talk about D-Red at 26." I don't think it's gonna happen to lunatic.
We got to come up, bro. That's gonna be the short answer to lunatic. We got to go up to get him.
We got to go up to
like best case scenario. Best case scenario is 20. Likely 17, 18 if you're really serious about it. But best case scenario, he may fall to 20. But beyond that, man, he's off the board, man. That I'm standing on that, flat-footed.
Yeah, I'm standing on that too. And this is the thing. I didn't want to stand on that. Me and the OC fought before I conceded. Okay, so I was on the side of believing that Wright was gonna fall, but the more and more I looked at it, the more and more I don't think he gonna fall. So let me explain the logic of why I don't think he gonna fall before we get out of here. Because Jerry said himself that he sees about 15 to 17. That's what Stephen Jones said, right? True first round talent. Mm-hmm. Darnell is one of those, right? Right. He's in that 15 that they have.
Yeah.
He also said, which is to me, the biggest statement. He said, when you do this enough, you start figuring out that people see it the way you see it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you only got 15 to 17, but you picking at 26, your best chance of getting him is to move up. That's what it says. Just keeping it real. Yeah. Now, if he fall, crazier things has happened. Like Ryan Remchek did fall, and he fell bad. He had a top 10 grade, higher than Wright, and he fell below 26. I called it when it happened. I said, that's the steal of the draft. I remember when it happened. I posted it immediately. I said, that is the steal of the draft. So is it possible to lunatic? Yeah. It's just not likely. Especially, but now, this is where it could have happened. If this would have been also a real good defensive draft class, okay, then sometimes defense might push down talent like Wright. But the tackles is the best thing going. Tackles and corners. So both of them go fast. Your first run will likely be on tackle. Your second run will probably be on corner. So anyway, man, we out of here, man. Y'all make sure y'all, one more time, y'all be on the lookout for the book. It's dropping at 12 o'clock tonight. So y'all make sure y'all go get that for those who want to support it. And then also, my boy Rome in the house. I see you, Rome. I see you, big dog. And those who want to support it, this is my last book. There will be no more. This is it. My boss say, boss, quit talking over the OC. OC, I'm talking over you. My bad, big dog. Did I talk over you, bro?
Nah, man, my phone was out. All
right, man. I do better, y'all. I mean, the OC y'all favorite, man. So let me shut my little self up something and get on out of here. But we'll be back. Appreciate that, Ron.
Boss Cowboy
Happy birthday
Sports.
too, bro.
Where your voice matters.
Yes, I am doing the draft show. We are doing the draft show. It's gonna be at walk-ons. It's gonna be live. We gonna be covering the entire draft from beginning to end. Every minute of it, every second of it. We gonna likely be going on early and after. So it's no sleep, it's no days off, it's nothing but overtime. Real talk. So it's just that time, man. It's not even about entertainment.
Boss Cowboy Sports.
it's about trying to put these ideas out there. So let's keep going. Let's keep grinding.
Another one.